Hey guys, Matt Woxler here from Wheels Through Time Museum. Amazing day today. We're here with Rodney Rucker and Bob Walker with the coolest vehicle that's been in the parking lot, and I can't tell you how long. Rodney's the owner and builder of this thing. It competed in the Great American Car Race. We're going to tell you all about the race, but first I want to get Bob telling us about this ultra cool vehicle. What do we got here? What are we staring at?
Well, Matt, it started life as a '74 Peterbilt, and then we had a bunch of extra parts laying around, and we thought, well, we'll build that, and we'll, so we started building the modified in the front end, and then we chopped the cab 8 inches, and
you bed for it.
And yeah, we had a welding shop in Barstow, California. He helped us build the bed, and then we had another welding shop that fabricated, Mike Miller. He helped us build all the stuff, and got it. It's just a labor of love. But what people don't see is the pile of stuff that didn't work, because we had a lot of parts, extra parts, that didn't work. And we were fortunate enough to get it done, and we had a week before the race started, so we ran out of time, and we were worried about putting all the miles on it.
Yeah.
It hadn't proved itself.
Sure.
And because it has been really the iron will team, because between steering and pump and injector pump and injectors, and it's just been a lot of over.
So you built this car specifically to do the Great Race?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
So the Great American Race, guys, been going on since what, 1983?
Correct.
1983 was the first year.
Yeah.
It's a time distance rally. The whole idea behind it, it's been coast to coast. It's been north to south. This year it was from San Antonio,
Texas to
Greenville, covered about 2,300 and something miles, you said.
Yeah.
And the time distance rally, guys, every morning, very much like we've talked about with the motorcycle cannonball, every morning you get your route sheet, driver, navigator. It's up to those two guys to follow that route sheet to the exact T. There's hidden checkpoints throughout the day. You don't know where the checkpoint's going to be. The goal is to cross that checkpoint on time and end the day, and of course end the entire run with the lowest cumulative score. So these guys ran, how many days in total was the run?
Well, you got a practice and then 9 days of competition.
9 days of competition.
Yeah.
These guys said they were hitting scores of 1, and they had 2 aces. Now what an ace is an absolute perfect score for the day. How many checkpoints in a day?
5 to 7.
5 to 7 checkpoints in a day, and to hit each one of those checkpoints not a second early, not a second too late. Can't say enough about your ability to keep Rodney driving and riding.
Keep me awake.
Incredible. Yeah, it's really incredible. If you imagine going 200, 300, 400 miles in a day and not being 1 second off. Now they had 2 aces, they said. You guys also had 7 1-second scores. Incredible. And for a vehicle like this isn't your standard jump in a 32 Ford hot rod with a new motor and head down the road. This is all custom stuff.
Yeah. And it's got, to add to the fun, we got a 13-speed transmission, so you got 13 up, 13 down, and it was good in a way, because you could pick the speed and then you could hold that gear and just try to tack up and keep it maintained.
That probably played to your advantage on some of those longer stretches where you're trying to maintain that speed.
It was good when he found the right gear, but the switchbacks on a long wheelbase like this made it, we had our good points and then we had our tough points.
Well, and you guys did the Tail of the Dragon?
I did that, Matt, in 11 race.
Okay, in the different race.
Different race, yeah.
But to rally on those roads with this truck was a challenge, and he pulled it off. He got around those, and he was hitting the time.
Incredible. So. I rode in this thing just from the parking lot, the outer parking lot right inside here, and just getting this thing wheeled around was a task in itself. What kind of motor you got in here?
It's Matt, it's got a 350 Cummins, the old school Cummins, the mechanical ones.
Is that like a 5.9?
Oh, no, it's way bigger.
Way bigger than that?
It's called the NTC 855.
Hey, okay.
It's about 900 cubic inches.
900 cubic inches, way off. Yeah.
And, it develops 1,500, 1,600 foot-pounds of torque.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a torque monster. And but on on those 7-1s that we got, we'd be like a second early or a second late, just enough to not get an ace and have a perfect score, you know. But then when you mess up or the truck breaks down or something, you're out there fast as you can, fixing it, trying to get it back on the road and then you got to try to catch up. You know?
Yeah, sure.
You got to hold your position, but a lot of days we couldn't do that. So then we lost that day, got a DNF.
Sure.
You know,
So
but
1,500 pounds of torque, a 13-speed transmission. What's your top speed on something like this?
are you ready for this? It's a walloping 67 miles an hour.
67 miles an hour? You know what? That's probably flying in this thing.
It is. Well, around the roads won't even hold 30. The roads we were going
that you're
35.
going on.
Yeah.
You know, time distance rally guys. John Clayson's the route master. He's been doing Great American Races and Cannonballs for who knows how long.
He missed, I guess, 80. The race started in 1983, and he was on 84.
Okay.
Yeah, and been doing it ever since.
So he's an absolute veteran rally master. Comes up with some of the best courses that a guy could ever pick to run a pile of vintage vehicles across the country or through the hills or where have you. So let's walk around this thing and kind of show me exactly what's going on. I'm looking at this and it's so foreign to me. Everything looks custom made and how many hours you got in something like this?
6,000.
6,000 hours.
Man hours to build it, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Well, we start with the cab. We drop the cab 8 inches.
Yep.
The doors, the cab, and then you have to make naturally all new windows. Door panels for the inside, latches all have made, window cranks. The air really does come in both sides of this.
Okay.
And then it comes into an air box at the top here, and then from the air box it goes to the turbo.
The air box to the turbo.
Yeah, and then it's just a 6-cylinder, but it's a monster.
It's a monster.
Yeah,
now it's long, and you got all this extra space out in front of the grill. It's probably a little bit of a trick to drive.
It is. It's a 205-inch wheelbase, and we shortened the frame when we first started at 33 inches.
Okay.
And then we extended the front end 30 inches from here is about 30 inches from there out, you know. And everybody recognizes the Peterbilt cab. What throws them off, derails them is it's got the auto car radiator, and I had this radiator for over 20 years, and I always wanted to put it on something, you know. So then we thought, well, let's just use it on this.
What's it from originally?
A diesel truck.
A diesel truck,
yeah,
sure.
52, about a 52.
Wow,
yeah.
Big cast piece here. Is that? Yeah,
that's all the real deal.
Wow,
Real
that's
common
incredible.
complaint on the Great Race, everybody overheats. We never got 1 degree over 180 on this.
And
Nah.
we ran out of water half a day. We were running, leaking, but it would just keep on trucking.
It's that part of the design is flawless. It's just operationally it's ready to go.
Fantastic. So this isn't the first one of these you've built. I remember in 2007 you came through. You said it was a V12.
Tank powered truck. Yeah, it had an air cooled 1800 cubic inch air cooled Continental, and they put those in the M47s and the M48 tanks. And like for Korean War, the early ones were gas, and so that was a gas motor, and they're kind of unique. The fuel
gas
goes in.
motor. What was your mileage on something like that?
Man, it was terribly 2 miles to the gallon.
2 miles a gallon. You didn't have a 15-gallon gas tank.
We had an 80
80-gallon gas tank.
And we were filling it up 3 times a day, you know. And from Charlotte, on that race, we went from Charlotte to Pasadena, and we spent $9,000 in gas just trying to keep up. But we couldn't even be in the competition. We were too busy getting gas.
Too busy getting gas. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So then that was the first one that you'd build, or you've done several of these. I know.
Well, prior to that, I ran an old chain drive American LaFrance.
Okay.
Yeah, and my first one was 2000, and then we did 2001, 2002 with that, and there was a gentleman from Joplin, Missouri that ran an old diesel truck, and I seen him fly by, and I thought, well, that's the way to build it right there. But you got tough parts, they don't break, you know, and so then we start coming up with these crazy.
You
things.
went ahead and supersized the diesel truck idea.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So on top of the V12, you said you did a V16. What takes a V16 engine?
You have to stretch the frame really long. they use them in generators for hospitals.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a 1671, and
Cubic inches.
it was they're
71.
1736.
Oh, there you go. 71 cubes per cylinder. times your
Wow.
16.
71 cubic inches per cylinder. My
Yeah.
knuckleheads are 74 cubic inches total.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so you
okay.
got more than one cylinder. You got more than the whole displacement of a Harley Davidson at the same time.
You know, that one's really fun to drive. It just leaks oil terrible.
Yeah.
Detroit,
Yeah.
that's their common thing. They leak oil. But we were thinking about running it for this race, but this one we finished it because of the fuel mileage.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's the economy rig. It's 9 miles a gallon, he said. So they're getting crazy mileage.
And it's got a bit of an unusual brake setup.
Yeah.
Wow, what does stop this? That's a
Well, Matt, the back is air brakes.
okay.
And then this is hydraulic. The front's all hydraulic, and we have a booster just off the cab. You feed it with air, like
Yeah.
a throttle valve. You feed it with air, and the air pressure works the booster, and then from the booster it goes hydraulic to the reservoir, and then the front disc brakes.
Incredible. So this is the axle out of the stock truck in its day,
Yeah.
or
Well, it's not. It's a little bit newer. The medium duty, like Ford or Freightliner,
okay.
they have the medium duty truck line has the disc brakes.
I'm just blown away. I saw this thing in the parking lot and I searched all over the museum for you. I'm glad Andy put us together.
You got the airbags
Super
on the
cool
cab
ride.
and
So with the airbag, how did it ride? You being the driver, you're probably just dealing with it. You're sitting in the side seat.
It does well. It really does.
Yeah,
It's a
these
little
are our
stiffer in the
front
back.
springs. These are air ride front springs, and then it has air cab and air seats.
Okay.
You bounce a lot, but it does save your back.
What a deal.
Yeah,
We
you
have
definitely can take it all day. You really can.
And then it has the dual shocks to dampen the bounce for the airbags.
Sure, on the cab.
Well, it got cab shocks also.
Okay.
And these are the suspension shocks.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Holy moly, man. Absolutely unreal. So can we hear it run?
Well, sure.
Way
What,
cool.
You want to get in there and start it?
Sure, I'm not gonna turn you down. Man, this is too cool. All right, so we're in neutral.
We're in neutral.
Yeah.
Grab the key.
Don't need to pump it or anything, huh?
No, it
No.
fires right up.
Just fires right up.
Yeah. Bob, you got your key handy?
Uh-oh, missing a
It's
key.
just in my pocket. There you go.
Wow, this thing, I mean, you're way up there. What's it like passing by cars, or are you getting passed?
Well, we do pass a few.
Too cool.
Go ahead.
All right, hit the button?
Yeah, just hit the button.
Hit the button. That was easy. Wow. Absolutely amazing. It looks like you got a special Speedo here. It's like designed for rally racing, or?
That's exactly right. It's right. You have to work with them.
Yeah.
And on the back, it's got dials that you can turn and dial them in perfect.
Yeah.
So you get your speed exactly right on them.
Wow, it only
Yeah.
goes up to 50. Now again, time distance rally. The goal isn't fastest guy from point A to point B. The goal is to follow that course, prescribed to you absolutely perfectly to be on time. I'm just blown away. Blown away. And you guys, it sounds like you'd have really been pretty close to in the running
Yeah.
had there not been some mechanical problems.
I think we were talking about that today. We'd have been right there, but
Unbelievable.
they're no kidding. There's some really tough guys that are really, really good. We got the most unusual vehicle out of all. We don't fit in real good, but we were the crowd favorite.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. I mean, this thing's got to draw a crowd everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So how many people in the Great Race this year entirely?
Well, there was 500-600 people at the dinner, but each car naturally has 2 people, and there was 150 entered, and then I think only about 125 or 130 actually showed
Made
up.
the date.
Made the date.
Made the date.
But then you got all your support crew.
Sure, it's like a rolling circus or carnival.
It really is. You get You don't sleep much.
Yeah, you can sleep next year.
You drive all day. Yeah, you drive all day, work on truck all night, and be ready to go at 6 in the morning to get your instructions and go the next day.
I think
Too
about
neat.
109 cross finish line. didn't it?
100. That's incredible.
I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About 109.
What was the winner's score? Like what? Like
She was under a minute.
Yeah.
under a minute.
For the whole night.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's it. Really incredible. I think she 44, 45.
It was in the 40s. Unbelievable.
40 something
Yeah.
seconds
Yeah,
on a
these-
whole 9 day,
These two-
2,300
These two
mile.
women spanked everybody. They're absolutely incredible.
Say they're great race veterans.
They
never
weren't.
ran it.
They weren't. That's what
No,
everybody's like.
it's their first year.
Yeah, they cleaned up, Matt. They really.
Holy cow! They're racing against guys that've been doing this for 30 years.
We were trying to think what they were driving.
They were really off the radar. They just came in, worked it, and won it, and spanked everybody. It's so impressive.
That's
It's
really
so
awesome.
impressive. Yeah, everybody wants to know more.
Everybody wants to know more,
One of the-
including myself.
Well, that most dependable car in the rally, because you really learn what stays together and what doesn't, and Model A's with flathead V8s.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reliable, dependable.
Easy
They don't break often.
Yeah.
Guys, and one of the things, and we always know with the Cannonball, one of the things that separates the guys that really do well from the guys that are just kind of winging it is the amount of prep time
Yeah.
that you have. You get 1,500, 2,000 miles on your vehicle, you get to shake it down. You're retorquing the stuff that rattles loose in the first couple hundred or couple thousand miles, and the V8 in an old Ford is something that you can ride on the road pretty regularly. So those guys had a little bit of an advantage over something crazy like this. It's unbelievable.
We had to add additive to our diesel fuel because in the olden days you had got good fuel and the stuff. Well, back here it's good, but in California they take and add our alcohol.
It's still
Yeah.
low sulfur here. Yeah, they've
Low
taken all the lubricity out of it.
You sure?
So you gotta be ready for all that, or it won't make the race either.
It won't make the race either. Well, guys, just incredible. I'm so stoked that I caught you here today. Thank you for stopping,
God, man.
Rodney.
Thank you, bud.
Really,
Good to see
really
you.
amazing.
Very
So
good
I
to
got
see you.
one more question for you.
Okay.
Are you doing it next year, and what are you racing?
After we rest, we'll think about it. After 10 days, we've got a lot of crazy more ideas, and the fun to me is the build.
Yeah.
I love to build it, and stuff. And when you can build one and it goes through that endurance test, it says a lot about it,
A lot about the machine and a lot about your
Yeah.
work.
Well, you don't always make it, but you sure do try hard.
Yeah, it's
you
got to
know?
be as fun of an experience as there ever was.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know if I'm getting older or I'm getting slower, but it hurts to do a lot of things anymore.
Well, good deal,
I
guys.
sure enjoy coming here. I've been trying to get Bob here for a year or two.
Yeah, and thanks for the hospitality once we got here. This place is amazing.
Most
Yeah.
definitely, really
Everybody needs to see it.
glad you
Everybody.
guys are here. And
And Andy, is that his name?
yeah, Andy inside.
Oh my
What a
gosh.
treasure.
Yeah,
he's
what
a
a treasure. Just a
Yeah.
tower of knowledge and ability, man. He's a great one.
You're not kidding.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're
even
not
if somebody's not interested in motorcycles, they still have to come here.
Well,
You
guys,
have to.
Yeah.
much appreciated.
Yeah,
Much appreciated.
yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for sharing it with your
Okay,
friends, and
okay.
thanks a ton.
Okay.
Bob,
Thank you.
really enjoyed meeting you.
Good to
Looking
meet you.
forward to seeing what you guys roll in with next year.
Okay, we got.
We'll let you get some rest.
I guess next year it starts in Rhode Island and goes down to North Dakota.
Oh,
On
excellent.
the top part.
North
yeah.
route.
North route, yeah.
Good deal.
So, well, we're gonna sneak in and get a
Well,
T-shirt.
thanks again.
All right, you guys
Gotta
do
have
your
some-
thing.
Some souvenirs.
Guys,
Yeah,
Wheels
we
Through
do.
Time. Awesome
My
stuff here
God.
every day. Thanks for tuning in.
Good.
Incredible machine. Just my mind's blown. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.
That's a lot of